Is it? Oh, good morning. I'm Ilka Oster.
Morning, I'm Jo Drennan.
This is going to be a fun topic, isn't it, Jo?
It is.
Yes, our little helpers that we've had our whole lives showing up to tell us about our past, I believe, anyway. And often it's tricky too. We don't know where emotion comes from when our children trigger us or bother us a lot and we get all rolled up inside. So what's an example that you've got to illustrate how this works?
I think a big one for me is that, well, I come from a blue-collar working family and I dropped out of school in early year 12, even though I was academic, but I didn't choose to try. I chose to drop out. That was far easier than failing in the exams. And then
you didn't know that at the time.
I didn't know. I learned all this stuff recently because I really pushed my kids. Academics, I highly valued A's and doing well in school and trying hard.
I wonder why you valued that so much.
Yeah, well, I didn't want them to end up like me. I now know that there was this underlying fear that, you know, they'd feel like me and not being good enough.
Yes. And this is actually where most of it is coming from, isn't it?
Yeah. Why we get those little things that trigger us every day. Like homework time wasn't very much fun, you know.
Cleaning up the house.
Yeah.
Fights.
Yeah, because I required them to behave in a certain way based on the box that I needed them to fit into.
Yeah. And I think there's two main things probably that hide in the subconscious mind that really affect us when we're parenting, and that's shame, of course, from our past, and secrets, anything that we've got in there but things that we really have not addressed, like they're just way back there on the shelf somewhere. We've never opened up to them, acknowledged them, and therefore not let them go.
Yep.
And they tend to be like massive big mirrors when they come along.
Yeah, and we get triggered. Our kids give us this opportunity by not behaving in a way that we want them to behave. We get triggered and then we blow up at them for being, well, not we, I blow up at them for being so horrible, yet it's just a trigger within me.
Yeah. And sometimes you just don't know where it comes from, do you?
No.
Like it's so deep inside the unconscious.
It was just an automatic daily behaviour for me to do the same, recreate the same patterns daily.
So what do people do if they want to change a pattern like that?
Well, when you're triggered, you get this golden opportunity, just a couple of seconds of gold where before you react, just
if you can stop yourself, one of the hardest parts.
It is hard, but it'll get easier with practice.
Yes.
And if you even practice pausing before you respond to anyone in the more peaceful moments, because then your brain's more likely to go to that when you're triggered. Because if you stop and just question yourself, where does this feeling inside me come from?
Yeah, and the unconscious will give you the answer. It does know the answer. So if you think, oh, I don't have the answer, well, just keep asking. It might take a week, but eventually something will pop into your mind and go, that's where, like Jo remembered that when she was at school, and that's what you were doing with yourself, not trying and not. So that's where it triggers you so much.
Yeah, and I think the key thing here is just that I thought I was being a good parent. I thought I was doing the right thing. But I wasn't letting them show me who they were. I was controlling them, requiring them to behave a certain way to fit into my paradigm of what parenting should be.
Yeah, and well, even what their life should look like.
All their life. Yeah, I knew how they were going to be a success. Like, you know, work hard, buy a house, have a family. Obviously, our society's got it right. There's no problem with suicide, depression, prescription drug use.
No, none of that.
No.
So I hope that is helpful, and if you have any questions, and love to hear what your experiences have been. Are your children helpers for you? Do they help you every day with your unresolved emotions?
Yeah, even
tell us in the comments.
Yes. And even an awareness of that being a possibility, and knowing that you can change that. That is a huge step in the right direction to allowing your kids to show them who they truly are.
Yeah, and then hello, so hecklers, and then also it's you are actually able to speak calmly, actually get a win-win for both sides when you start to get to know what you start knowing your children, who they are as their own being. You can, and they're good at negotiating, I've found, very good at it. So they start to become, grow. You start to grow with them, as opposed to trying to get them to grow the way you want them to do.
Yes. Be thankful for them, that they offer you these amazing opportunities.
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us. Another glorious morning at Mooloolaba Beach, and we'll see you next Wednesday, and inspire someone today.